Hello and welcome to this episode of Making Connections, the BattleCON analysis show where I, your host, Marco Dos Santos, also known as Mechanic Critic, do my best to not suck horribly at playing BattleCON online. In this episode, we're going to be playing a character that you requested in the comments section down below. So without much else to say, let's get started.
Resistance.
Alright, welcome back to the game. It is my Shekhtur against Tursus's Caesar. Tursus, welcome to the show. I am hopefully not gonna do so bad. Okay, quick disclaimer. This is in no way an indication of how you should probably play Shekhtur, because I'm really bad at her. Okay? Alright, now that that's settled, let's begin the game. You probably don't want combination early. You probably don't want to dodge early against the Caesar. Or maybe we do. The opponent can no longer force antis. Nope, this one, coffin nails. Because if we hit Caesar with coffin nails, it's curtains. Okay, everyone, so Shekhtur is a rushdown style character, and we're against Caesar, who is currently level 1, which means that Caesar can become level 2 with Fueled, but my opponent didn't choose to do that. Therefore, what shots am I afraid of? So the scariest thing is my opponent's inevitable drive, because it lowers my power, and that's not good, right? So I'm also scared of inevitable shot. But I'm also scared of Phalanx Burst. Sorry, Bulwark Burst, which is a standard Caesar opening move right now. Caesar? One thing I could choose to do right now is just do Jugular Brand anti to priority. This is quite troublesome. I will attempt the Reaver Drive.
Ready for action.
Yeah, I'll just attempt Reaver Drive, and if it's an inevitable thingy bobbin, then we're in trouble. So I will anti 1 because my opponent's fastest speed is 4, and by anti-ing 1 I go to 5, which guarantees that I'll always go first. As Shekhtur, you have to kind of be conservative with your Malice tokens. You have to anti enough for it to matter. So if this is the thing I'm thinking it is, yeah, okay. That's quite unfortunate for me. Definitely unfortunate for me. Back. So I was a bit too scared of the inevitable, and I ended up walking myself into Bulwark Burst instead. So the counter to this would have simply been to do a Reaver shot or something similar, or perhaps a Spiral Drive. However, we don't get that benefit. I miss, and my opponent hits me for 4.
There.
That's quite unfortunate for me, but we can continue on with the game, and everything will be hunky-dory. So we basically don't want to be near the opponent right now. So I will advance 1, yeah. So we're now in that awkward moment of Shekhtur play, where we don't like the way everything's turned out. This is the thing that I'm scared of a lot. So I will play Unleash Dodge. So this is the cool thing about Shekhtur is that if you're ever in a bad situation, you can probably just do some Unleash Dodge and you should be okay. Not that I don't think that Shekhtur is like OP or broken or whatever, because when I play her, she's awful. I'm just not a very good Shekhtur player myself, but hey, it's gonna be fine. I'm doing an Unleash Dodge here in order to basically counteract any ranged attack they do. Of course, the Unstoppable Shot still hits me, but that's okay, I guess. Because we're really aiming for those 2 end of beat effects. No, it's a fueled strike. Okay, this is quite excellent in my opinion. Because now I can go here. Of course, I'm forced to retreat 1. That's fine. My opponent's forced to advance 1 himself.
Closing on target. Be gone!
Be gone! Alright. So now my opponent has Soak, right? But we could also just easily do a combination. Sorry, we can't do combination because we're far away. So we can do... This is actually a really bad setup. Oh. Also, that was my mistake. I should have advanced... Okay, so instead of retreating, I should have advanced, then retreated 2 so that I could be in the center spot instead. That was quite unfortunate, but that's fine. We're gonna hit Caesar with the jugular shot. Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. We hit Caesar with the jugular shot. We want to gain as much power as possible, so I would like... Can my opponent clash this? Yes. So I believe that it's good to anti 1 Malice token in this situation because I will always be faster than my opponent the moment I do this. Actually, I should just anti 2. Because I'm getting back my tokens anyway, because of Malice plus the damage I deal. I will anti for power, because I can afford to do so. So now this is an unclashable attack that deals 6. Caesar can't do anything about it, so... Yeah. So I will definitely push my opponent 1 space.
Yes.
So I deal 3, get 3 tokens back. This also stuns Caesar, which is good. And now Caesar can't actually do much against me. So I can now do a Reaver. Caesar actually has no options at this point. They can do Phalanx Shot, which is problematic on its own. But I can do a Spiral Brand. But that's not very good. See, this is why I'm a bad Shekhtur player. One thing we could do is Spiral Burst. Now we should probably abuse Caesar's downbeat. Reaver Drive. Phalanx Shot deals 3. I deal 3. And that's okay.
I'm all set.
Okay, I'm fine with this. I will anti 1 Malice, and I'll anti-power as well. This is the benefit of being Shekhtur, right? Like, I don't have to worry about force priority, because if my opponent ever antis it, I just anti more Malice tokens on top of what my attack is. So I'll definitely anti-power to trade up against Caesar here. This might be a problem. This might be like an artifact of me playing a lot of Rifflum. Rifflum has a lot of range. So it's quite unfortunate, but I think... Yeah, okay. So we trade. It's fine.
Better watch out.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Shekhtur Claus is coming to town. So this is a really bad situation. in my opinion. Mostly because we're on even life. You generally don't want to be even life against a character who has a keyword that makes him unkillable for one beat. So this could be quite problematic in my opinion. I'm definitely expecting a dodge, or something quite similar to a dodge. The burst is quite stressful, so I will play Spiral Strike.
I think this is right.
This should be a correct move. Yeah, it should be. So long as I bring its priority up by 3, I should generally be safe against anything that Caesar can do. So I'll ante 1 and give myself some more time to think about it. Since my opponent doesn't have shot, I'll actually only ante 2 to bring it up to 4. That way, if my opponent does do the inevitable drive, it's a 4 prio clash. And I think I should win that clash chain. No, yes, I should win that clash chain, because I have Spiral. Alright. So I will not move. I should have... I wish I had more power. But that's okay.
Gotcha.
So he'll be forced to advance. And now is the situation that I sort of dread.
On target.
Okay, so my opponent can now advance probably into the center. Yep. All right. So, oftentimes I advise new players to not worry too much about Caesar on beat 3 and beat 4, and so on. So actually, I think this is the beat I decide to dodge. But maybe not unleashed dodge. I probably switch dodge in this situation. I could unleash dodge, but that might set up for something really bad, like going here and then giving my opponent the opportunity to bulwark burst next beat. So we're definitely not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna switch dodge in this situation, because this way I can ignore fueled and I can yeah, I mean basically it's about ignoring fueled. So I'll pass. I'm a bad Shekhtur player. Just ooh. That's not good. That is very, very not good. Oh wait, it is good. I can just burst in this situation. And then if we both burst, I win by just playing Grasp. No, wait. No, this is horrible because my opponent has... Oh gosh. It's a 50-50. I'm assuming they're gonna burst, so I'm gonna shot. No! The 50-50 was wrong. Very, very wrong. Very, 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 very wrong. I lose. Holy smokes, I lose. Gosh darn. Prio 1. So this is what I assume my opponent will do. Yeah, that's pretty much what I assume my opponent will do.
Ready.
Sorry, this is what I assume my opponent will do, because I have easy access to dodge right now. So the thing is, I'm gonna play a Reaver Burst, then go to dodge. And this is quite the sad fate of a bad Shekhtur player, you know? Let's see if my read is correct. If it's a shot, I lose. Oh my gosh. Good game.
Guess that's the end of that. Just a bit tired.
The victory is mine.
Victory is theirs. Okay, so that was a very interesting game. Let's move on to the post-game analysis. So, that was a very interesting game and just showcases how a lot of players tend to take characters for granted, you know? If you're not very good with a character, that's completely fine. I don't have a lot of experience with Shekhtur in BattleCON Online. I played her mostly in Devastation days, and a lot of her cards have changed since then. And that's completely fine, you know, losing is part of the gameplay. So what went wrong that game? There was a multiple of things that went wrong, but it essentially boils down to two really bad reads near the end of it. That tends to be the problem when you're playing a character like Shekhtur. It's that if you make a few bad reads, it can spiral out of control or spiral downhill into a pit of molten lava. So what happened there was essentially there was that clash beat where my opponent dodged and I dodged, but since Caesar has stun guard on all of his attacks, my clash chain was considerably more horrible than my opponent's. Had I just dodged using another attack, I would have been completely fine. So there was that clash, and then during that clash, I read whether or not my opponent was gonna burst or play the strike. My opponent read me reading their burst, so therefore they played the strike. Meaning that I lost that beat super hard. And finally, in the last beat, my opponent had the choice between playing their shot against playing the suppression with the range. So it was whether or not they were reading that I was gonna burst once more, and I misread and I didn't do either of those things. So that ended up with me losing. I could have easily come back from that game because the moment that Caesar's level 3 goes away, I suddenly have access to Coffin Nails, and I could have stunned him, and essentially won the entire game just from using Coffin Nails. But sadly, it didn't come to fruition, and that's what happens when you're a bad player for a bad character. Well, rather, you're a bad player playing a good character. Regardless, I think that was a very fun game, so thank you for the game, Tarsus. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, so please tell me in the comment section down below. So, if you have any tips for me on how to play Shekhtur better, I probably would appreciate it, but again, I usually don't play this character, in case it wasn't very clear, because I literally have like level 0 Shekhtur. I just don't like playing this character quite often, and that's completely fine. You know, we all have our own likes and dislikes. So if you want me to play a different character, please tell me in the comment section down below, and I will very much enjoy it. Otherwise, it has been me, your host, Marco Santos, also known as Mechanic Critic. Don't forget your special actions, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.